Landfall, my novel, is the story of a woman called Alice, who's an art critic who lives in London and leaves to house sit for her parents in the suburbs, somewhere that might be a bit like Croydon. And this extract, Alice has ended up having her 16-year-old cousin and a large dog foisted on her. The dog doesn't talk. The cousin is American, and I'm not going to do an American accent. So here we go. She turned at the traffic lights and passed one final row of 1920s semis, their outer walls pebble-dashed to describe the cheap brickwork beneath. If you travelled directly from Trafalgar Square along the old London road, this was where you ended up, out where the first fields lapped against the edges of the London sprawl. To the right, 3 horses stood, switching their tails, welcoming visitors to pony-bedecked, banker-drenched Surrey, its houses still heavy with silent prosperity. "It's too hot," said Emily. "I think I feel sick. Why are all the roads so twisted here?" She stuck her fingertips out of the window to feel the breeze across them. "How long would it take for us to drive across the country?" "Which way? From the bottom of Cornwall to the top of Scotland, say, would take around 14 hours straight?" "Right," said Emily. 14 hours, yup. She nodded as though this confirmed something, sank down further into her seat, and then let out a howl. "I forgot my phone charger. We have to go back." Excited by the noise, Selkirk barked loudly, causing Alice to swing towards the verge. "Don't do that, and we're not going back for a bloody phone charger." Emily scowled and closed her eyes. After a while, she spoke again. "Are you and Martin dating?" "No." "OK, but you sort of are. What will you do when you go back to London? Will you still see him?" "I don't know. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it," said Alice. "I'm not going to think about crossing it yet. In fact, I'm not even going to see the bridge for a good long while." Emily sighed. "How does anyone ever know when they find the one?" She drummed her fingers on her leg. "I mean, I just don't want to settle, you know." Oh, I probably should have explained that they're on a car journey going to interview an author. An artist. Well, Alice is going to interview an artist. They were in the Weald now, an area stretching over parts of Sussex, Surrey and Kent, and once covered by an immense forest the Saxons called Andresweald, the place with no dwelling. A crowd of motorbikes roared past, men in black leather who reached the crest of the hill ahead of them, each rider hanging suspended for a moment before disappearing out of sight. Emily fell into a doze, but woke just before they crossed the windswept expanse of Ashdown Forest, where the trees, cut down to feel 16th century ironworks, had been supplanted by yellow flowering gorse. Shallow soil lay over sandstone rocks. "So tell me about this artist again. What do you want to know?" "Just, about her life and stuff, not an art lecture." "OK, so she was born in 1949 in the Lofoten Islands off the coast of Norway and moved to London during the 1960s. For a while she was a life model at the Slade, had an affair with one of the tutors and ended up going back the next year as a student. She produced a couple of fantastically influential paintings, The Abbess and Heron Insel, and moved to California to teach at Cal Arts. She was part of the Fem Arts programme, which was really... Did she get married or anything?" "Yes, she married a performance artist called Frankie Kay. Dumb name. Divorced him a year later, moved to New York, was a founding member of the Columbus Club." Emily frowned. "Cara says that feminists are basically women who've realised that men don't want to sleep with them. But I honestly think that's just a really stupid thing to say. I mean, obviously I'm not a feminist, obviously. But I do really appreciate everything your generation did for us." Alice raised her eyebrows. "My generation?" It was hard to know with Emily whether the fault lay with her grasp of modern history or her apparent belief that after 21 everyone was the same age and virtually dead. "I just don't know whether a career is compatible with marriage." "Emily," said Alice. "Yeah?" "Do you still feel sick? Try looking at something far away." She changed gears and accelerated.